Hi guys, so let's talk peer review scores really quickly here. I've gotten a couple of questions, some on the survey about how this all works. So let's pretend I have this group of 3 students here. I've got Vera, Sunny, and Caitlin working together. And at the end of their session, they all rated each other. So they each turned in a little table like this. So you have Vera's scores that she gave everybody, you have Sunny's scores that he gave everybody, and then Caitlin's scores that she gave everybody, along with their explanations of those scores. I take those scores, I do a little math, and then that's what goes into the grade book for you. So if we scroll down a little bit, we can see that. So here are all of Caitlin's scores, the scores she gave herself plus the scores that her partners gave her, and then so forth and so on for Sunny and Vera as well. Total 10 plus 10 plus 9 is 29. And then you have the scores for Sunny and Vera as well, just adding up the scores that everybody gave them. But because some groups have more students and some fewer, I can't just put that score in because then a group of 5 will have more points, right, with 5 scores versus just 3. So what I do is I take an average and then I double that average. So there's a mean, right? So 10 plus 10 plus 9 is 29 divided by 3 is 9.67. And then double it with a rounding, you get the 19 as your final score. Same process for the other group members. So Caitlin ends up with a 19 out of 20, Sunny ends up with a 14 out of 20, and Vera ends up with a 9 out of 20. Now this is also allows me to see if there's some kind of questionable scores in here. For example, if everybody's giving Caitlin 10s and then somebody gives her a 1, I'm going to be real suspicious about that. You know, a little bit of variance here and there is fine. That's what I'd expect. You know, you read mid-range scores, maybe a little bit lower. But if there's anything that's standing out a lot, then I can see that and question that. I also wanted to make a quick note, and I posted about this in the Google Classroom, but don't be afraid to toot your own horn. If you feel like you have really done your job, you've really worked hard, you've really contributed to your group, you've taken responsibility, if you would want to be your own group member, then don't be afraid to give yourself that 10. Ladies especially, I noticed on the last round of grading that there was a big pattern, huge pattern, of my female students underrating themselves. What that means is everybody else would rate that student a 10, but they would rate themselves an 8 or a 9. That tells me that you're underrating yourself because the rest of your group says you're amazing and you're saying, I'm okay. Right? Toot your own horn if you really deserve it. But if you don't, you know, be honest about that too. Because it is also very telling when I get, you know, 6, 7, 6, 5, 6, 10. You know, if you give yourself a 10 and everybody else is giving you 6s, it's like, really? Okay, so that's kind of how that grade works. For this round, we're going to switch it up just a little bit more because I still have some people who are not quite stepping up to the plate. And I don't want to drag people down unnecessarily. So for this round, I will be grading your group work, right? So when your group turns in a document or a slide that you've been working on together, that's going to get a score. But your individual grades that are going in the grade book depend on your peer grade. So I have to wait to put those grades in until after I get your peer grade results. Basically, if your peer score is an 18 or above, that means you've done really, really well. You're getting the full value of your group work score. But if your rating is a little bit lower, then you're going to lose percentage points based on your group's rating of you. So for example, if this group up here with Caitlin, Sunny, and Vera were to turn in an assignment that was worth 20 points, and they scored 20 out of 20 on that assignment, whatever it was, a chart or a paragraph or an outline or whatever. The group score is 20 out of 20, but Sunny got a peer score of 14. So he's going to end up with a 16 out of 20 because a 14 is 80% of the score. Vera got a peer score of 9. So she's only going to get a 10 out of 20, right? Because a 9 or lower is 50%. Caitlin, on the other hand, got a 19. She was doing great. So she's going to get that full 20 out of 20. There is a little bit of wiggle room, right? You don't have to get perfect scores to get that full credit, but You want to perform well and have your group rate you well in order to get that full credit. It's not just going to be the peer review grade this time that's going in that's going to affect your grade, but it's going to be all of those group grades for the week. So make sure that you're stepping up, you're really focused, you're interacting with your group mates, etc., etc. Okay? All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.